Kailan mag-start tayo? Alright, so before I start with my speech, I would like to do a little story time kung bakit ako napadpad sa ganitong topic. So, last Sunday, I joined a competition. It's called the ISCO You Think You Can Dance. So, it's required because of a PE class. And fortunately, we won third place. So, all day, I was dancing on the floor and I got really tired. There was no proper lunch, so I was really hungry. And after the event, I told myself that I would go to Area 2. Because I was so hungry, but unfortunately, Area 2 was closed. And it's acceptable, it's understandable, it's a Sunday. So on Sundays, usually, Area 2 doesn't really operate that much. So it got me thinking to the question of, what if, is it possible for Area 2 to be permanently closed, to just be a legend, a tale among UP students in the future? And my friends, I will say that it is possible if you be pushed for commercialization. With that, allow me to present the question on what if UP did not prioritize its people. So we are all aware that UP is a state university. We are exempted from the tuition because of RA 10931, the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act. And believe it or not, it's actually one of the reasons why UP is pushing for commercialization. Since we have no tuition, there are no additional funds for the university. And also, I think we are all aware that there is a budget cut on UP. Thus, the priority of the university is to get funds. That is the reason why UP opted to go for partnerships, such as big companies like Ayala Land Incorporated and Robinson's Land Corporation. However, the thing is that UP opted to sell some private land, some public land, to private entities, instead of engaging in activities like academic support, financial aid, and sponsorship. It is evident in different universities like UP Los Baños, UP Visayas, UP Davao, but let me focus on our university, the UP Diliman. First, we have the UP Techno Hub. So the UP Techno Hub, it's not really known to many, but it's one of the first PPP, public and private partnership, established between the Ayala Land Incorporated and UP Diliman. It had the vision to create an information and technology hub in the Philippines for startups and established companies to endorse their services. The UP Techno Hub was established in 2008, was constructed in 2008, and that is a 20-hectare land that was leased for 25 years to Ayala Land Incorporated. Now, of course, it's not impossible. No? There will be UP students who protested against it, and they believe that it's a stealthy move towards the commercialization of UP. And of course, as time passes by, the issue of Techno Hub slowly died. But in 2014, there came an issue where Ayala Land Incorporated did not pay the real estate tax of the UP Techno Hub. It's amounting to about 1/6 of the initial budget of the UP Techno Hub. And with that, it just proves that the vision of having an IT hub in the Philippines is just a mask for slowly commercializing UP and making a profit out of the land. So in short, Ayala Land Incorporated didn't really care about how much it can help the IT hub in the Philippines, but rather they just wanted to make some money out of it. Next, we have the UP Town Center. I think we are all aware of the UP Town Center. I think most of us has been to the UP Town Center. Of course, syempre, di mawawala yan. For context, it's now a shopping mall complex that is constructed and opened in 2013. And it is owned by the Ayala Land Incorporated. But did you know that the UP Town Center is an 8-hectare land under a 25-year lease? And it is actually the previous land of the UP Integrated School. So Now we are aware that the UP Integrated School is located across UP Town Center, and it's actually the previous land of the Nara Residences Dormitory. And it's a loss for the students. Why? Because first, there's a smaller area for academic purposes of UPIS students. The area was reduced by 3.2, by a factor of 3.2. And then there is the reduction in the affordable housing for UP college students. So since there is a loss of the dormitory, there's a loss in the affordable housing. And with the issue of UP Town Center, it affected a lot of students. So there is a reduction in the facilities, a reduction in the learning spaces of the students, and it only benefits the administration. Last, we have the recent one, the Dili Mall. Formerly, there stood the UP Shopping Center where items and services were sold to students at a cheaper price. Unfortunately, due to a fire that broke in 2018, the UP Shopping Center had to close, and currently the land was leased to Robinson's Land Corporation. And according to the UPD Student Council, it's a clear sign of commercialization because UP prioritized the profit instead of prioritizing and helping the community. So in April 23 and 2024, this was actually lunchtime. The Area 2 vendors were actually forced to close due to a clearing operation as requested by the UP administration. Although it's not really explicitly stated, a lot of students and vendors think that this is related to the opening of the Dili Mall because a lot of students and vendors oppose the idea of it. Given that this is a timely issue, from an engineering perspective, I would like to give my sentiments here. First, the Area 2 vendors might lose their livelihood because no people will go to Area 2 because they are attracted to the Dili Mall. Opposition to that, the Dili Mall will not be favored by the community due to its prices, and it will just be a waste of money since it's just a structure standing on the land where it should be a space for academic purposes for the people and for the residents of the area too. And lastly, from traffic engineering, it will induce heavy traffic inside the campus since there is a mall, there is an attraction for customers. So those are only some examples that shows that UP is prioritizing commercialization and profit. And in reality, for me, this limits the progression and the development of our university. And I am able to say this 100% confident because of my recent visit to Hong Kong's top university, the HKUST. You can think of it as the UP Diliman of Hong Kong, and yet it receives the least amount of funding from the government. So how are they able to become the world's 27th university despite having little funding? It's because in that university, their main priority is the community. The university prioritizes the facilities for learning and even has safe spaces for students when they need one. They also prioritize the local vendors wherein they provide stalls for the local vendors to sell their products. In this kind of relationship between the community and the university, HKUST boosts the community, while in return, the community boosts the university through its performance. And I believe that this is something that the UP administration lacks. As UP students, we must push ourselves in criticizing what the administration needs to do. So the establishment of the UP Techno Hub, the UP Town Center, and the UP Dili Mall may have been beneficial to the administration in terms of the funds, but I strongly believe that it will not help the university reach greater heights. Together, we must say that UP is not for sale. Instead, the administration should help the community, its students, and its residents. Not only will it benefit the name and integrity of the university, but it will also strengthen the values that UP holds. I hope that through my speech, I was able to make everyone have an answer to the question, what if UP did not prioritize its people? We may have different answers, but I am sure that the message that we want to portray and to convey will be in agreement with each other. Thank you.